Okay, so this is how it happened. I know. I love living lavishly. I mean, let's just be honest. I love the good and the better things of life. And if there is a way that I can pay for them, I will. However, I have learned that you don't have to have, you can make it work just by having a candle, and my soul feels very good. So this is what happened. I would take all of my earnings of gifted money as well as commission monies, and I would spend it on living in lavish places on the beach in Florida, because I love the beach and I love Florida. I just love it. So I would do it as monies came in. So there'd be times where I'd stay in hotels and I just be like, okay, it's time to check out because I'm running out of money. Or I'd be on a resort and I go, all right, I can only stay here by faith till tomorrow, but and if something comes in, it comes in. And if it came in, I would, you know, call them up and say, hey, I'd like to pay for an additional month. Can we do that? And they go, yes. Now, I did all of this in off season. A few things. These are some people who really saved me. And that was Rob Allen, because he knew what I was at. And he kept our conversation at a high point. He didn't bring it low. He kept it high. Like, look at the possibilities. Look at what could happen. I wonder who you can meet in Miami. You are courageous. He met me on that level. My other friend, Krista Hampton, she helped me financially, and she would buy me a hotel room in my journey, a nice hotel room, which made my soul feel so refreshed. Thank you, Krista. So here's how it happened. I overdrew both of my bank accounts while I was in Destin, Florida. And so something in my soul said, well, let's just see about Miami. You've never went there. It's always been a dream of yours. Let's at least investigate it and see what's possible. So I did, with the support of a very good spiritual guide, which her name is Marilyn. So I went to Miami. I would drive a day, because I'm not like a 3-day driver all at once. I drove a day, and then I'd sightsee in some beautiful beach towns, and then I wound up sleeping in those beach towns in my truck. So at this point, I'm in my truck. Yes, I'm in my truck. And I'm very grateful for my truck. And then I'd wake up early in the morning. I'd pull into like a hotel parking lot. That's where I felt very, very safe. And I would leave very, very early and then get on the road again. And I'd repeat it until I reached Miami. I reached Miami early Sunday morning, about 6 a.m. Oh, it was really amazing. I felt so proud of myself. Even in the midst of not knowing anyone on this journey. I didn't know anyone I could stay with. I didn't have any prospects. And so I just got on my cell phone, and thank goodness I was able to keep my cell phone going. I got on my cell phone and called many people that I knew. I didn't tell them the full extent of what was going on with me. But I just said, I'm in Miami right now. Do you know of anyone that I could possibly stay with? And people really came to the rescue. They really, really did for me. Thank you, Barbara Wilson. But while I was in this state of being in Miami, no doors open. All doors were closed and bolted shut, no matter what I did, no matter what I said. So I found myself digging for pennies in the back of my truck, contemplating the idea of, well, maybe I could bag groceries in Publix so that I could make some change. And I asked Publix, but they didn't hire people like that. So I would talk to my mentor and friend, Rob Allen, and he said, just go paint on the beach. Paint on the beach. That's what you know. Go do that. So I did. And it was there, painting on the beach, that led me to be face to face with my soul. It was there that I realized that I need to share more. I need to share with what I have. And even if I have one last canvas, I could share. So a beautiful being came up to me. His name is Tony Yu. And I was painting on Ocean Drive. I was spread out with all my beautiful paintings. I had my lipstick on. My hair was looking good. Thank goodness. Thank goodness for hats and lipstick. And he just kept looking over my shoulder, him and Marlon. And I invited them to sit down and paint with me. It was this point, right here, that I learned to share my life with people. And from that point, Tony Yu and myself are bonded, because he taught me how to live an adventurous life, because he would sleep on the beach just because he wanted to, not because he had to. He showed me that. There was even another time that we just sort of spur of the moment decided, let's go to one of the Keys. I'm like, really? I was so resistant, and he knows that. I was so scared. I was like, I don't know this guy really. I don't know if I want him in my truck all that time. Am I going to be able to get him out of my truck if something goes wrong or what? But you know what? Something magical happened, and I trusted. I trusted. And we went to the Keys, and we had this amazing night. Well, him, myself, and his dog Marlon, we slept on a beach in this beautiful, just a really great resort that he's been at before. And the stars. Okay, I don't even know how to express this, but the stars were so close. It was as though I could touch them with my hand. They were all over me. They were like a yard away from me, what felt like. Felt like a couple yards away from me were the stars. From my right all the way to my left, and all the way to the back of me, to the front of me. And we slept right. He slept on a lounge chair about 2 yards from me, and I slept on this other one. It was magical. Thank you, Tony Yu. Thank you. It was beautiful. So my friends, this is what I learned. I learned to share. And so I did that another few times. I shared my last canvases with people on the beach, little kids that would never have the opportunity to paint with a painter. And I shared my canvases with them. It really taught me that all these years that I thought I didn't have enough, that I really had a lot. I had a lot to share. And so now I share what I have. If I have an extra $1, I leave it with a Post-it note on a garbage can or somewhere saying, you're wonderful. Because I know the significance of $1 when you don't have it. And it was my fault that I didn't have it. I hadn't taken the steps to learn about how to manage money. I had just slipped into not managing money. So I'm on that path right now of learning that. Anyway, I'll tell you about that in another part. I'll tell you about all of sleeping in my truck in part 2. But thank you. Thank you so much for going on this journey with me. It's been beautiful. I love you. Goodbye.